Thank you for your presentations. I have 4 questions. First question is for Richard.
Could I limit you to 2 questions, just in the interest of time?
I will be really quick. Richard, is there a role for indoor air pollution and fungal asthma? Because that is something that is of significance in our population. The next question is for Arthur. When you talked about your SNPs not being associated with mortality, but again in your limitation you said mortality was mortality as the limitation may be suboptimal care. And yet for the previous sepsis studies that we've had here have been associated with high mortality, and yet I can't say the care was suboptimal. So what is the discrepancy there? For Martin, could the choice of your clinic have had implications on PrEP choices? For example, there are other HIV care service providers who have gone a step ahead to provide separate clinics for another class of people to make access easier. So would it be worthwhile sampling other clinics before you make certain conclusions? And then also for Martin, how do you debrief from to get back to you? Do you have a debrief for yourself? And then for Mary, the last question, the accelerometer, if you shake it and not necessarily walk, does it count? And were these children having diaries to supplement what you are finding on your graphs?
Thank you. Right.
Thank you. Yes, I would say that there is a role of indoor air pollution and fungal sensitization of fungal allergy, because there's some work actually that was done in Manchester. They actually went out to homes of patients who had ABPA confirmed, but for some reason they failed to control them. So they went out to their houses and they found they actually even had visible mold on the walls. And when they got the mold, put it on a plate, what they cultured actually was the same as what they got out of the lungs. So you may be treating the patient with ABPA, but when they still have this constant exposure of the mold on the wall.
Thank you, Clara, for those interesting questions. Now, I don't want to draw conclusions from the few interactions I've had. The issue of PrEP came up during the discussion that this participant had with the counsellors. Unfortunately, he was told he can't be offered PrEP at the MRC clinic, and he had to go to Murago. But it is still work in progress, it's a discussion. So I can't draw many conclusions from that. In terms of how I debrief myself, I don't know whether you were referring to the ethnographer going native, and how do I protect myself from some of the things. I mean, the degree of going native is a continuum. I mean, what does it mean? So I think you may ask that question from the perspective that there is one angle that you're looking at. These men have got a life that is beyond just one of those issues that you might be worried about. I have discussed with my wife about this study. I've told her that you might see me in different places, but I'm being the breadwinner here in the home. I've worked with these sex workers for a very long time, that have developed some level of passion for their issues. And I've got a good set of supervisors who help me, challenge some of my, they help me in many ways.
Thank you, Clara, for the question. What I meant by suboptimal care was in reference to the fact, in respect to the fact that the patients who had sepsis and respiratory failure did not get ICU admission in this study population, and therefore they did not, a patient who has sepsis will get source control for the sepsis, respiratory, vasopressor fluid support if necessary, Whilst for a patient who has acute respiratory failure that is not responsive to conventional oxygen therapy, would need ICU care or to have assisted ventilation. And that is what I meant, that it's only 6% of these patients who got this care.
Thanks, Clara, for your question. I have to declare that we tried to use diaries, but it wasn't possible. First of all, it was burdened to students, and they were just filling just one line. So it was difficult to know whatever they have done. And for you asked about shaking. Maybe I have to stand in order to show it. You see, there is a lot of pedometers. Like this one is a pedometer. It has numbers. And for this study, I didn't give them the wrist pedometers simply because when you do like this, it counts steps. When you brush, it counts steps. But for this study, we attached the accelerometer on their hip because we are interested in the acceleration, and we were expecting these kids are moving a lot. That's why we attached it here. And it's very, I mean, the accelerometers, the actigraph is very, is calibrated for health uses. You can never see the numbers. So there's no cheating. You cannot say that, okay, now, even if you open it, you cannot see anything. It's just like wires and tiny things inside. So that's why we use that. I think I answered all. Thank you.
So I have a question for Angelina, actually. She hasn't answered one yet. Okay, Matt?
Thank you, Angelina, for a great talk. I enjoyed listening. So my question to you is, if this baby that you showed us did not have microcephaly, and yet the whole world is worried about microcephaly, what are the implications really? And also, do you plan to spread the study to other places outside the district of Entebbe?
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Sabrina Kitaka, for that question. It has been noted that studies that are following children who are apparently normal, in quotes, who have had mothers who had Zika virus, eventually go on to develop developmental problems. Some get visual problems, hearing problems. So I can't be sure about case number 486. She may also develop something later on. So it's going to be a long-term follow-up, just in case, whatever might happen. Now, what is interesting, basing on the paper that I got yesterday, which was published 2 weeks ago, showing that in West Pokot in Kenya, there is they found a prevalence of Zika virus. That is very close to us, northeast in Karamoja. So if I do get other funding, it would be interesting to know if our people in the Karamoja area may be having the virus. And probably it has changed. That's why I was posing questions. Could it be a climate change problem? Has the habitat, natural habitat, have this virus now moved from there and gone up north? Who knows? So it is something, if I do get funding, Sabrina, I would be very grateful if you could help me and we could do it together. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I know there are more questions, but because we're so far behind, perhaps you could please ask the fellows at your the tea break, else we'll run over and over and over. So thank you very much to all the speakers. A big round of applause, please.